many people join.
Okay.
Or with.
All right, people on?
No.
No?
Yeah,
Okay.
one more minute. Not yet. 5 more.
It's live.
What's that?
It's live.
Okay.
Does it say who joins?
Yeah, you should be able to see. All right. Okay.
All
Hi
right.
there. Thanks for joining us. We're just going to wait for a couple minutes while people come in to our live feed. We're here in Breckenridge, Colorado. My name is Sonya, if I haven't met you yet, and this is my husband, Don.
How's it going?
We've got 3 kids. They're 15, 13, and 11. 2 boys and a girl, and this is our 3rd winter here in Summit County, Colorado.
You can see around, we've been getting crazy sleet and rain. We're way up in the mountains at 10,000 feet. It's hard to breathe up here, but it's extremely beautiful as well. So we love it. We got done with about 6 months of snowboarding up here in Breckenridge. Some of our snowboarding friends may be on right now, so good seeing you guys. But we're trying to get into spring and summer, hiking, tennis, all kinds of fun on the trails for us, but no luck yet. It's still nasty weather.
Totally. I call it schizophrenic. Like it might be sunny in the morning and then a little rainy and then hail and sleet and then the sun comes back out. So it's kind of wild. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. So my son Gabe is actually filming right now.
Hi.
Go ahead and show him out here like what it looks like, how nasty it is. It's pretty crazy out there.
Yep.
But we're cozy though. We got fires going. It's nice, and some of you might be in summer climate right now. And we're going to be headed out to Florida and down south once we get out of the school year here in Breckenridge. Enjoy some warmer weather, sit on beaches, get away from all this snow and cold for a little while.
Yes. So part of my motivation for this was the countdown to summer. It did not look like or feel like summer out here, but I knew that shortly we would be on a beach and I'd be wearing a swimsuit, and thought it'd be a great time to invite some friends to join in with this 30 Days to Healthy Living program too. We share about it a lot with people throughout the year, but this is always a great time to just launch into summer. It's great motivation.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. So hopefully you'll get some tips, insights, a little bit of some of the behind the scenes of how we live our lives with health. But yeah, overall, this should be extremely helpful for people that are thinking about nutrition, health, detoxing, and getting into patterns and habits that are going to help them for the rest of their life.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be recorded, and so if anybody jumps on from this point forward, they can see the beginning again, but I think we might just jump in. We've got people joining us from Texas and Colorado, all over the country. New York, maybe even in Florida. I have a cousin who's traveling to Florida right now, but you can see us, we can't see you, but feel free to comment as we're going along, and Gabe can keep us updated with your comments here. But thanks again for just being here with us. We've been connecting with several of you, and other consultants might have been reached out to you too, just about Arbonne, and so we just thought this Facebook Live event would be a fun and efficient way to go over the whys and whats of Arbonne Clean Eating Program. We call it the 30 Days to Healthy Living. So we're just going to take a sec to introduce ourselves, share our own story, because we went through this program a couple of years ago, and hopefully inspire you to launch into summer well with great habits and great expectations. So whether you have kids or not, summer is always a great time to just let down your hair a bit, or travel, explore, and relax, and just slow down and enjoy life. But as parents, we only get a finite number of summers with our growing kids. We'd been homeschooling our 3 kids for 9 years. Our son's in 9th grade this year. But this year they went to school, and so all of a sudden summers became like gold. They're priceless. And we just have 2 more left with our oldest after this one. And so for us, it's become like our freedom time, our fun time, and memory making time. We try to squeeze in as much as we can. But part of our story is that 4 summers ago, we decided to hit the road for a summer trip of a lifetime with our kids. They were 11, 9, and 7 at the time, and we just took off to explore all the different national parks in the major cities in the western U.S. We love hiking, we love those long car trips and car rides and just seeing the beautiful sights and learning about new places. So our summer trip really lasted a whole year and we're kind of still on it. We just decided to keep traveling. And so now, like we said, we live here in Breckenridge, Colorado. Where
And this is 4 years later.
This is 4 years later. Our kids actually started school here. They compete nationally in snowboarding, and we just try to get on the mountain as much as we can, shooting for 100 days of snowboarding each year. And
just to add to that, we have a blog that tells our story in case some of you are not familiar with it at freejourners.com, free and then JOURNERS.com. If you head there, you'll see even our kids growing up, but we actually didn't know where the road was going to take us, but one of the things that we like to share is the immense freedom. We pursue freedom, and part of that is how we take care of ourselves health-wise. You'll actually see pictures of me getting skinnier on the trip. So, just living healthy, getting outdoors. We're in the mountains. We snowboard 100 days out of the year. Like any other family, we study, we work, we do things from the road. We don't value a lot of materialism. We try to be as minimalist as possible. We can be anywhere. If we had to pick up right now and just go somewhere, we can do that. We don't owe anybody anything. And part of it is just being healthy and wise about how we do life. So check out the blog. It's a little bit of a plug, but that's 4 years worth of our journey and our travels.
Yeah. And your summers don't have to look as drastic as ours to build those memories as a family or as an individual. Because there were many summers when our kids were little and we just looked for spray parks or lakes to swim in and tube in or rivers to jump around in. We would barbecue in the neighborhood with neighbors and play capture the flag at night. And there are just so many options in the summer for memories at all stages of life. And so regardless of what you do, it's nice to have your health and the energy to do them and to stay active. You just give yourself so many more options if you're feeling healthy and if you don't get winded when you're moving around, if you have enough motivation to just make an impact in other people's lives, learn new things or start new projects or volunteer just because you can. Everything is easier and more fun if you feel healthy. It makes a big difference. So that's why we're sharing this program with you today. Several people who've gone through it have commented that I never knew I could feel this good. A lot of times we just accept a certain reality because we don't know if the other side, the unknown, will be worse. But what if it's better? And what if it's even better than you imagined? That's what we want for you. So on the Facebook event page today, we put an image of a list of common symptoms that many people experience in life. And so if you have 2 or more, that's normal in today's day and age, but you might want to consider this program to help minimize them. These are all things that could be helped by a healthy detox. And so sometimes some symptoms go away in a month, and sometimes they take a little longer, but usually they're at least minimized. And no one's ever gone wrong by choosing to give the body the nutrition that it needs and craves, and staying away from the crap that it doesn't need. So we both did the 30 Days to Healthy Living program a couple years ago.
Yes. And so during that time, I've never been a diet person, and like many friends I know, I mean, we're in our 40s now, but we used to take our health for granted because we could eat anything we want when we were teenagers, and it was hard to think about weight gain in your 20s. In your 30s, something started to happen, right? It was really hard to get the weight off, especially having kids and the busyness of life. But I would say that I started to not think about these things, and I was gaining weight. And so I was active still, but regardless of being active, I'm still carrying more than I needed to. And I went on a detox for Arbonne with Sonya. Sonya had gotten involved in it. And so it was really, the thing I don't like is to be hungry. And so it was really something I was skittish about originally, but then I realized as I was looking at the menu and the plan and then watching Sonya go through it, that you're not going to get hungry, but you are going to make adjustments. And so these were things that I probably shouldn't have anyway. The big one's sugar. You know, all of us don't even realize it, but all our food is spiked. Sugar makes things taste good, and sugar also is a cheater's way of getting flavor and filling, but it's also highly, highly addictive, and we don't even know this. And that changed our family's lives because we took a step forward in our health. We watched a Netflix flick. Which one was that?
Fed Up.
Fed Up. If you haven't watched it with your family, you should check it out. But that changed our mindsets, and our kids started reading labels and extracting themselves off sugar, even though they liked it. But that was a little bit more easy for me because I was already determined, and I had the mindset not to go get a snack here and there or a cake or whatever it is to celebrate. So there was sugar, there was alcohol, there was coffee, gluten. These are things that were not good for the body. They're inflammatory. And Sonya started educating me about alchemizing my body. And so for 30 days, I just stopped eating those things. I ate things that my body liked and gave my liver and my kidneys a chance to catch up. Most of us don't realize it, but our liver and kidneys, their primary function is to get rid of toxins in our bodies. And if they're not working really well, then those toxins do all kinds of bad things to us, including create fat cells, including other kinds of diseases that may come along, like diabetes or heart disease. But simple things like just allowing your body to function the way it's supposed to function. And so it wasn't really intense, but I immediately lost about 10 to 15 pounds. And I didn't eat less calories, I just ate better, more conscientious, and started to extract toxins from my body, gave it a break. And then also just had a new breakfast routine. I started having shakes and a Digestion Plus and fizz sticks from Arbonne. And those worked wonders because I was balanced, I wasn't crashing and hungry. I like to get productive right away in the morning when I work. So it got me going right away, kept me steady, didn't let me crash. And the next thing I know, I go down a waist size. I had to replace my wardrobe with a lower set of jeans. I went down to a 32. I hadn't been that since college. And I wasn't the only one. I've had friends that have gone through the same program and experienced the same kind of results. It's nothing temporary, drastic, or intense. It's just adjustment to your body. And that's what happened for me. And I can't say I experienced intensity. I think what happened is that my body just caught up.
Natural and gradual.
Yeah. And it was something sustainable. I still eat that way for most part.
Yeah.
And it's made a big difference. I haven't gone up in waist size, but I feel so much better. And I didn't even know I was feeling bad until you see the contrast.
Yeah, I agree. I had a similar experience too. I didn't lose as much as Don do. Sometimes Don
I had more
did.
to lose.
Yeah. And then another success was our son Isaac. He had a ton of allergies and was overweight for his age. And so he started eliminating gluten, dairy, sugar, and he lost 20 pounds. That's not usually healthy for a kid, but he had it to lose. And so he's been able to keep that off too. So I just love the difference that it makes in our whole family. And what we liked especially about it is that the whole program is really comprehensive. They've thought of everything. The more we learn about nutrition, the more we've learned over the last few years, we realize that Arbonne covers everything in the program, from whole food meal recipes and grocery lists. That's what sold me the most. Takes care of probiotics and thinking about your gut health. Like Don mentioned, for your livers and kidneys, we have supplements that help to support them as they're detoxing and getting rid of that extra fat and toxins that have collected in your body. Staying away from those allergenic foods and those inflammatory and addictive foods, like we stay away from gluten, dairy, soy, sugar, coffee, and alcohol. And we're really just trying to alkalize our body too, because diseases don't grow in an alkalized state.
And I would say that if you thought about a simple thing, you want to get healthy. Well, what does that mean? It's nice to have some determination, but the reality is our modern living, everything's working against you. Everything's working against you because you're so busy and stressed trying to do life that you're just putting things in your mouth or putting things in your shelves. And I was living that way. I live like everybody else. But when you think about the options that are there, it's really exhausting if you have to go through every single thing and think about what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And so having some rails to run on that isn't going to destroy you or disrupt you or fits into your modern living, I think that's a huge attraction point for most people. They don't look at it as some other event that's going on. It becomes a habit. It becomes something that's healthy for them. Mm-hmm. And they become healthy not just because of the habits and what they're putting in their body, but the education process and the encouragement and the dialogue and the awareness. It all works together in one system.
Yeah, it's a really simple, doable plan. And so you can just plug into the program and just follow it. And one thing that he mentioned was just the support. Every 2 weeks, a new Facebook group starts, and that's where you find all the recipes and meal ideas. And you're going through this with hundreds of people all over the country. And then you also get me and Dawn to walk through with you, and we check in with you every day or every other day just to see how your body is adjusting. And so it really is a program that thinks of all the elements to be able to do this successfully. For a lot of people, when they hear the word detox or 30 days, it just sounds like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? What am I going to eat? And so we feel like this program gives you those rails to run on. And we help you like put down the pasta or the pizza or the coffee for just 30 days so that your body can see to clean itself out. But then you can also just really step back and assess to see how you react to some things, because cheese might not really go well with your body. All of our bodies are different, so it's good to stay away from it for 30 days to be able to reintroduce it slowly and see if it works for you or doesn't. For some people, it's the gluten that's caused eczema or dryness of skin or bloating and gassiness. And so just knowing that, okay, I probably should stay away from gluten is a good thing to know. And that doesn't mean you can never have a piece of pizza for the rest of your life unless you have celiac. But it gives you just that strength and habits to live it out for most of the time. So.
Yeah, and I think the bottom line is that your body is supposed to function and keep you healthy. And there is some complexity to the inner workings of your body, but when it's out of whack, you're going to see symptoms. I remember I had symptoms for years where I had hives coming on my skin.
Every time you'd run, he'd come back and he would be red all over.
Itching and burning, and I had it for years. I didn't know why, but I think my body was in a toxic state, and I didn't drink coffee for 6 months. And that's what it was. And I was able to reintroduce it, and I don't have those symptoms now. I still drink coffee now, but that was flaring my body up. Something was going on inside where I was just getting out of whack. And some people's bodies are more robust. Some things are going on inside. You can't see them outside. But, does it really hurt to just reset everything and let the system settle down instead of possibly constantly operating in a hyper state, trying to get rid of toxins? And I think that education process, just being aware of how the body works, how toxins are excreted or stored in the body, and what happens, it's a huge illumination, I think, to our understanding.
Shift.
Yes, because then you start to think. Once you're educated, you're not the same anymore. Once you know, you start to look at what you're eating and how you're living a little bit different.
Yeah, it becomes less about the willpower and more just about, hey, this is not the best thing for me.
Yes. Yes.
So we wanted to just kind of take you back over here and show you some of the products, you could follow us, that are included in this. Like I said, the program is really comprehensive. And so for those of you who really are looking for something convenient and easy, this is your answer. If you're looking for something to direct you to cooking on your own more and really using whole foods for your recipes, we give you the options to do that too. So I know I've had friends on both ends of the spectrum, and it can help everybody. So we start off in the morning, like Dawn said, with just a morning routine of a breakfast shake. And so we have a vanilla or chocolate protein shake mix. And it comes with 20 grams of vegan protein made from cranberry, pea protein, and brown rice. But also, it's not just protein. You get a whole host of vitamins that our body needs: A, C, D, E, B6, B12, folate. I could go on. So I feel like you start off the day with the nutrition that your body needs. Put 2 scoops of that. I use Califia coconut almond milk, and a handful of organic spinach. And my favorite is frozen blueberries. I just can't go wrong with those every morning. But we mix it up to just add variety. And we just drink that in the morning. After I skipped a step. After we have our Digestion Plus. And this is just a little packet that comes with probiotics and enzymes that just help support our gut with the good bacteria that it needs to function well. So we have this in just a glass of water all on its own 15 minutes before our shake, have our morning shake, and then like Dawn said, we get on our way for the day. Since we're not having coffee, for some people they need that like morning caffeine boost, and so Arbonne has 2 flavors of fizz sticks that we just pour in a tall glass of cold water. It fizzes up, but again, this has the vitamin B6 and B12 and a little green tea and guarana. It's about half of the caffeine of a cup of coffee, and that gives us the boost that we need, and we're on our way. One other item that I just really appreciate from Arbonne that they think of is the Detox Tea. And this has ingredients like milk thistle, dandelion, peppermint, licorice root that all help our liver and kidneys to detox properly. And so it tastes good, and we can have 1 to 3 cups a day in the morning or throughout the day. And I really enjoy it, but it also really helps to support the liver and kidney. So that's our morning, and then like I said, if you want convenient, people have 2 shakes a day for morning and night, or depending on their schedule, they might have it for breakfast and dinner and then enjoy a healthy lunch option. Otherwise, we have our dinners, and this is one dinner that Jaden made for us today. It's just Mongolian beef, brown rice, and broccoli. All our foods taste really really flavorful, and which I really appreciate. I guess sometimes I thought they'd be bland and boring, but all the recipes include just great flavor and good variety. One of the items that I use to substitute like for soy sauce is the coconut aminos, so just wanted to show that too. Hey Dawn, I think that's mostly it in terms of the products. Arbonne has like a few other options, you know, for snacks, like protein bars that have another 10 grams of protein if you need them throughout the day. These fit chews, which help to support your adrenal glands, and they have a little bit of a meal suppressant in them. And then this green balance is something that we add to our shakes. And it has 32 fruits and vegetables of all variety of colors. And so this really also helps with decreasing inflammation.
And I would just say that, you know, a simple habit, simple things are sustainable. And to me, starting your day with a good breakfast, it's 1 out of 3 meals. And I always love it that I know that I've got the greens balance, the protein shake, and I've got the Digestion Plus here, as well as the fizz sticks. But my body is starting well. And so even if I break down and I have a social situation like pizza or burgers or whatever, at least I started. At least I started with something good. And just imagine if you're just playing catch up all day, just trying to get some dang nutrition into your life. It's just terrible. And so the other thing I would say is this Digestion Plus, the prebiotic and probiotic. I was just watching this documentary the other day, but one of the important things that we used to do is play in the dirt. Our feet would come in contact with the dirt. Our body would absorb minerals, and our guts, our gut health, our small intestine, large intestine, was taking in bacteria, healthy bacteria. We don't do that anymore. We're so sterile. I mean, we wipe down our countertops here, right? Everything's nice and neat. And so you're missing out on natural things that make your body robust, that help you to be able to digest better. And so when you feel a little bloated or you feel like something's not working, it's probably because you have to reset your gut. You need some prebiotics and probiotics. And I've noticed that I used to have a lot of bloating and gas. I didn't know why, but I think my body wasn't breaking down food real well, or was causing a lot of reaction there. And this has really settled things down. Helps me out every morning.
Somebody asked about the soy sauce replacement that we use, and it's coconut aminos. And it tastes really similar to soy sauce, and so we use it all the time. So we're getting close to the end here, but I wanted to just share a few healthy snacks that you or your family can enjoy. So over here, I posted the recipe for some protein popsicles. And so they're just made from, I don't know if I can open this.
I'll try.
From the protein powder and almond milk, strawberries, and a little almond butter. Jaden helped me make them. But kids come in all the time in the summer and they want something cold and refreshing, especially if you live in Texas. And so try making homemade popsicles. You can make them with fruit and then add a little extra protein and nutrition with the protein powder. Over here, Gabe, you can show this. Green apples are a part of the detox program as an approved healthy snack. And so we have one probably every day, drizzled with almond butter or sunflower butter, coconut flakes, and then I just put the chocolate for the kids. But during the 30 days, we kind of stay away from the chocolate, unfortunately. You can eat one, Don.
This is chocolate.
Something else that I grew up on was celery and peanut butter, but for some reason that hasn't been as popular a snack in this day and age, but it's a great snack for kids. Celery and almond butter, or sun butter if they have an allergy. Sunflower seeds are great to snack on, and Don and I carry these in our backpacks all the time. We're pretty active, and so sometimes we just need a little energy boost, and so just the classic almond butter packets are great. Barney has another brand too. Apples, easy go-to, and then just for kids, just having a variety of things set out on a platter throughout the day as they come in and out from playing. One of the things that I really love is jicama too, and so it's just cool and refreshing. You can serve things with hummus or guacamole, just to give you a little bit more nutrition. And then one last little thing I wanted to show is over here. I know sometimes adults need a beverage too during the 30 days, and so instead of a beer, you can make yourself a mocktail, and I'll post this recipe, but it's just organic coconut milk. This is from one of my friend's husbands. A LaCroix, either lemon, lime, or coconut, 2 limes, an avocado, and then 6 pieces of ice. And it comes out just really yummy and creamy. And then you won't feel like left out while everybody's drinking their summer beverages. So.
And that's the last thing you want to do is be left out when they're drinking their summer beverages.
Well, if we do this 30 days now, you can be done kind of before the big part of summer hits. And
yes.
Then you can still
When
celebrate.
bathing suit season comes around, right?
Mm-hmm. So, are there any questions that maybe we can answer?
Yeah, Gabe is reading people's comments here, so if there's any there, then we can just answer those quickly. And you can see back over here, the snow is just coming down now. It's ridiculous. That's amazing. Is there any questions on there, Gabe? No? Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll post information about purchasing the kit. There, like I said, there is a new group that starts every 2 weeks. There's one starting this Monday. So if you are interested, today is an awesome day to go ahead and order the product, so I can kind of tell you a little bit more if you have any other questions and get you off and running. I guess that's it.
Yeah, and I'd say that it's an education process. Your health, if it's really important to you, to me, I hang around with a lot of older people and play a lot of tennis, and it becomes extremely important later. But if you got the opportunity now, you can avoid a lot of issues and you can stay ahead of them, and you can put habits in your life that are real simple and sustainable for the long term. And so I hope, if anything else, this gets you thinking a little bit. How do I make it a little bit easier for myself and stop suffering so much? You don't even know you're suffering, but you are, because you're not healthy. So it's a good practical way of making that happen.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you.